Did you see that they already killed people? They already killed like a judge's son and her husband that were put on like the she's like the whatchamacallit, the judge in his case with like the banks or some shit.
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't see that, but I saw that they're gonna release some names for sure.
You didn't see? Wait, you didn't see that? So
no, I didn't see the judge. I'll have to look it up.
He has a case with a bank, a Dutch bank, that's getting in trouble for doing business with him. Like they're getting in trouble for doing business with a pedophile, and the lady, a person from FedEx or a person dressed up as FedEx came to their door, knocked on the door. The son opened, and the guy just started shooting.
No fucking way! It's like a movie scene.
Yeah, in New Jersey. And then killed the son and wounded the husband. And she was like in the basement or some shit. So
where's the guy?
The guy's on the loose.
FedEx.
Nope,
FedEx driver.
Guy got away. Guy's on the loose.
Oh, as always.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's like, man,
that's crazy.
They're starting to.
Oh, it's going down. It's gonna get ugly, man. This is going all the way to the elections. And I think what's the royalty guy? Prince
Andrew.
Prince Andrew. Dude, people are on his ass now in England.
Yeah, they should be. Like I watched this one thing. Like if you go on YouTube, it's up there. It's like they examine like a body language expert. And he's like, they're like, "Did you do this?" And he's like, "No."
Bro, you don't have to be a body language expert. I could tell that motherfucker's lying.
Yeah, but it's just funny, like the video, like every 30 seconds, the guy stops and goes, "All right, you see what he just did there?
Yeah,
he's lying."
That is true. I believe that. I think, like FBI teaches that for their agents. Like there's body language type of stuff. I 100% believe that kind of your body language definitely gives you up when you're lying, but. You don't really have to be an expert. Everything makes sense.
Yeah, and he failed miserably, though. They were saying, like...
Because, check this out, too. So, like, these people, right? So, I don't have a problem with people flying with him or being friends with him, whatever, before he was a registered sex offender, right?
Yeah.
Because he got arrested and they let him out on a deal. But there are people, I tweeted about this. People like Bill Gates, for example, he's on the flight logs after he was a registered sex offender. Like, people still stayed in touch with him and hung out with him and did business with him, whatever it is, or went to his island after he was a registered freaking sex offender.
Yeah.
So, like, what is your excuse after that?
Bro, a lot of people. Bro, the worst is they had names on there that I was like, oh, man, really? They had, like, Will Ferrell on there.
Him too?
Yeah. The list is fucked up. The list has like Tom Hanks, Will Ferrell, Bill Gates, and then it's crazy that you see Bill Gates in the news for so much other shit right now. Like he somehow, all of a sudden, people started listening to Bill Gates on coronavirus and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't trust Bill. He just looks like the devil, man. Like now that I'm learning more about him, or maybe it is conspiracies. I don't know. We're never gonna know. But now that I'm thinking more about him, like I don't like the way he just looks.
Yeah, Bill Gates is a shady motherfucker.
He's So did you see Chris D'Elia?
Chris D'Elia, the comedian?
Yeah, you know how he fucked up too?
Yeah.
So like him, there's a video of him where they said like he didn't know you could save snaps like on Snapchat. And apparently he was sending whatever nudes or whatever to minors. There's the video of him on a podcast. He's like, they're talking about like snaps and like being able to save in them and stuff. And he's like, wait a second, snaps disappeared though. And then this girl is like, oh no, you can actually. And he's like, huh. And this is like 6 months ago. Now they just posted that. It was hilarious. He found out. He's like, I fucked up.
I've seen like bits and pieces of it, but I don't know like the whole story. I just know he got in trouble for something.
Yeah, he's he was trying to talk to a minor or send the nudes. I don't know the details. I didn't care for. It's just not even that, man. I'm like, you're rich, right? My buddy used to make his merchandise, his own brand, right? He just on merchandise, dude makes about $1 million in profit. Like I know the paperwork, and you can go to any party in Hollywood, and look, I get lucky. I go to cool parties. You know what I mean? Like you're a millionaire, you could bang whoever you want at that party. You're famous, you're funny. What is your problem? Like even Epstein. Like, what is your problem? I guess everyone wants that one thing they can't have.
Well, here's the thing too. Like whatever age that you get sexualized, like say whatever it is, like 14 years old, you start liking girls. Some people must stay liking 14-year-old girls. You know what I mean?
Oh, that makes sense. When I was little, I always liked the mature ones. I still liked them.
Bro, that was always me too. I always wanted like an older girl. I was always like, man, the 27-year-old girl is hot to me. The 25-year-old girl. Some people might, and that's the worst thing is you see like even now people are saying like pedophilia is a sexual orientation. Yeah. You saw that?
No.
Oh my God. There's people like, I guess protesting or trying to speak on that. They're trying to say that pedophilia is a sexual orientation, like gay, straight, pedophilia. They're trying to lump it in with like that.
Yeah.
And they're trying
crazy.
They're trying to say like Epstein wasn't doing anything wrong.
Look, here's the thing. He obviously fucked up, but I'm gonna say this, and because we all talk about this behind the camera, so we should be able to talk about it when people hear too. So you watched the documentary on Netflix, right?
Yeah, shit was crazy.
A lot of those survivors. Look, this one chick recruited about 60 friends. First of all, how do you have 60 friends? I don't have that many friends. Second of all, a lot of these girls, they kept going back. I get it. But don't come out after 100 sessions with the guy. You went back to his house and you went on the flight 100 times. Now you feel like you were used?
Well, he was
like, okay, I get it. They were vulnerable. They were in a different mindset. But
Well, he was going for the vulnerable girls. I'll bet like I lived in Florida. I lived right in that area. Like I know how that area was. It's similar to like New York almost. Even California, I'm sure is like that. Like 1 mile this way, $1 million houses. 1 mile this way is the hood. He was going the 1 mile this way, and he was going to the hood. Like I'm sure if he would have went to a rich little prissy girl's house, she would have been like, "Fuck this guy and his $200."
Yeah. Actually, one of the girls on the Netflix show, the one that was painting, she was like a painter. She was an artist.
Yeah.
Like she never went back. You could tell she had her head straight. Like she was more like she wasn't as vulnerable.
That girl, he got like her little sister or some shit.
Yes, yeah. She actually, but she was really played, so she never went back. She was actually the first one. She was actually the first one to even go to the cops. And then cops didn't do anything, and she was like, okay. And then she felt terribly about having her sister involved in it because she totally thought it was a business. It was a business opportunity, a job opportunity. So, but I mean, there are a bunch of other ones out there also. Like, I mean, $200.
I'm curious to see the heads that roll. You know what I mean? Like,
what do you mean?
Like, is Maxwell? Ghislaine Maxwell gonna name names?
Yeah. I can't wait. It's gonna. I'm not gonna get my hopes high about this because who knows what's gonna happen to her. And I'm sure she wants she comes from a super rich, wealthy family.
Yeah, stupid rich.
Yeah, and I was just looking into this more. Like I'm so obsessed about this. Apparently, she tried to buy a big media source back in Turkey. Her dad, years ago, tried to buy a big media outlet back in Turkey. And then the government turned it down. They're like, no, we're not going to sell it. So, and then he went broke too.
Yeah, and I think he has like a suspicious death or some shit.
Yeah, dude. Well, go figure, of course.
All right, here we got Marvin in here now. I don't know. Do we go right into the conspiracies with him?
I don't know if he's into it. I don't think I ever talked to him about.
And what do you know him from the California days?
From the gym, yeah.
Why, you trained over there?
Well, he's in this. He trained at the UFC gym that I worked out at, and we have a bunch of mutual friends. I've known him. I've helped him train, a handful of times, and we have a ton of mutual friends. It's a small circle here in the MMA scene, so.
He's currently connecting audio.
Yeah.
He might have to do what you did. What happened with you before? It just wasn't connecting with the audio?
Yeah, it was audio. It gave me a few options. I wasn't sure which one to hit.
Yeah, you got to...
It said dial over or dial in or...
You might have to back out and rejoin, Marvin. If you can hear us. He'll figure it out. But yeah.
Jeez. That's crazy.
Oh, so yeah, I wasn't sure if you trained at... What is that gym with Cordero?
Kings MMA.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you had been over at Kings at all.
I had trained with a bunch of smaller guys from that gym. Like I have Mike Alprez, Cuban Olympian, a good friend of mine. I trained with him. We trained at different gyms, but that's mostly a bigger gym guy, bigger guys.
There we go.
Yeah.
Finally, I got it.
What's up, Marvin?
How you doing?
Good, Marvin. How are you?
Good.
Marvin Vettori. You can turn your phone long ways.
What? Oh, this way?
Yep.
Oh, there we go.
Well, Marvin Vettori, welcome to Menace and the Man. We don't have the Menace tonight. He's working a double, so I got Alp Ozkilic to take his role.
I'm filling in. I'm substituting Marvin.
Got you. Yeah. I actually know Alp pretty good.
Yeah, he said that. I was like, Marvin Vettori. He was like, yeah, that's my boy. So I was like, all right, perfect.
Yeah. We live close to each other. I don't know where he lives now, but I think he's still in Huntington, right?
Same spot you came to before.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Same.
Why?
Yeah.
Where are you posted up, Marvin?
Well, now I'm in Vegas. I'm actually here at the PI right now. Exactly. Let me see if I can change the camera, but I don't want to mess this up because. Well, there we go. I'm just here at the PI right now. But I'll be back on Thursday, and normally I'm in Huntington Beach unless I'm not in Italy. But for the moment, I don't think I'm gonna go. Actually, I'm trying to, but for the moment, I'm still here.
Oh, so you have residence in Italy still?
No. I have residence here in Huntington, but I tried to go back, and after every fight, I always go back. But after this one, because of this Corona thing, I wasn't able that much. So I'm trying to. But I go back for like 10, 12 days, like 2 weeks, max 3 weeks, something like that. So
is Italy open yet, Marvin?
Man, like Europe is pretty open.
I know soccer started. Like they're playing with no fans and stuff. Like I don't know if the country's open though.
The country's pretty open. I think they're gonna restart the schools. I don't know about sports, to be honest with you, but it's pretty open. It's on the way to be open. Like there's not many cases. There's very few cases all around Italy every day. Very, very few. And they're still like wearing masks and stuff like that, but it's pretty open.
It sounds like everybody handled it fine, but America.
Yeah,
pretty much. I don't know. There's a lot of I don't know. I feel like they're dragging it because of other reason,
I think even America.
And there's a lot of confusion.
America didn't handle it too bad. Americans are just like, fuck you. You're not taking my rights. And people went out. People did whatever they normally would do and shit like that.
It's I can compare two ways of handling this situation, and I feel like it's right not to let the state close you in your house for like house arrest for a long period of time. At the same time, it's not right to just don't care at all about the whole situation. But so I think that the best solution was in between, which is not easy to find out because it's still it's still hard. But I mean, I think America was doing fine before the protest. But the thing is, even these protests don't really sound right to me, because if it was really about the protests, then the peak should have already been passed a while ago. So
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
The problem is more like this. So once, for example, I'm speaking for California. As soon as California opened up, like my friends, for example, including me, we all started going out, right? Bars open, clubs open. Like I went out a couple of times. I'm like, I'm over this shit, so I want to go get a drink, whatever. And now what happens is younger guys don't get like that sick, but they're sick enough to go out again and pass it on to other people. So obviously, like you and I are gonna survive, but then these, they pass it on to the older people who are more vulnerable, and then shit gets out of control. And I feel like they shut down California way before, like when you guys were shut down, Stan, nothing was going on in California. Like there was nothing here. They decided to shut down California too. Now California is getting bad, so you have to shut it for the second time. So I don't know what the right thing to do.
it's
Yeah, they shut California down again, right?
They just shut it down again.
yeah.
How is Vegas, Marvin?
Vegas, it's
Is it
I mean,
open?
I guess they're gonna reclose it soon again, actually. But I think now it's pretty. The restaurants are open.
Hotels are open.
Hotels are open. Casinos are open, but like clubs are not open. Actually, clubs. I mean, actually, the clubs are open, but like not even close to normal. To be like to like normal carrying on the activities. Like not to normal activities. It's like just few tables and like very spread apart. They're super strict with the masks and all this stuff.
Yeah, like you see, I'm sure
But I
you've
think now
seen.
they're shutting down again.
Yeah, they're about to. I don't know if they're going to be able to do those fights that they have coming up in Vegas.
Oh yeah, no, I think so. I think they will be able to do it. I think so.
The UFC is the one thing they'll let stay open.
What?
The UFC is the one thing they'll let stay open.
I think so, because they're being so careful with all the testing and stuff. Like they're.
Well,
Man, there's-
UFC should be the only thing that's open because they're handling it the best so far. If you think about it.
Yeah, they're the only ones doing all the tests and whatnot. Nowhere else. Like that's where, if anywhere, like Marvin, I have the Rona right now.
You have the corona?
I have the Corona right now. Yeah,
Are you serious?
yeah.
I mean,
I don't know what happened. Like I don't know where I got it from, but yeah, I caught it.
There's some noise, but yeah, I mean, you see, like, and then again, like the tests are not even like, how many tests did you do? Just one?
Yeah, I did one, and I still haven't gotten the results, but everyone around me's got it, so I must have it.
Yeah.
I had the
I don't know, because
symptoms.
even with the UFC, that there was like some that were like, it's, man, this shit. The more it keeps going, the more it gets confusing. Like to the point where I'm like, fuck it. Like I'm just gonna live through this period. I'm not gonna even like. I honestly don't watch TV. I don't listen to radio as much too. I like. I don't know if this is the right approach or whatever, but I basically stopped listening to the TV. So and to the radio too. So, but I feel like the more this shit gets going, the more it gets confusing. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Man. I just saw even in the UFC there was like a few guys that they tested them before going into the plane, come out of the plane, and so the test before the plane was negative. Then they went on the plane, got off the plane, and they were positive. Then 2 days after, so they quarantined them. Then 2 days after, they retested them, and they came back negative. So they had one test negative, then one positive coming off the plane, and then negative again. And imagine if some people just have one fucking, like, like a normal guy wouldn't just do like two tests. If they do one test and it's positive, he's not going to do the second. Yeah. So you see, like, then I heard test, like, COVID. It's a branch of a series of other similar viruses.
Yeah,
So
like the cold.
if you have a cold, you might test positive for corona. So I'm over this. Honestly, I'm
Marvin
over
just wants to get his fight, get that title shot, and he just wants to move on with his life. He doesn't give a fuck about
honestly, like this, it's too much fakeness. I'm over. I'm after my own stuff. You can call me selfish, whatever. I mean, like, I'm.
Look, I don't blame you. You're young. You still have a lot of good fights coming up. You just don't want to waste your time and move on with your life. That's perfect.
But also, like, I feel like there is so much confusion out there that there is not like real like how do you call it, like regulation to follow. There's no real like all you can do. Like, I mean, yeah, I'll do the basic stuff. I'll sanitize my hand. I stay clean and I wear a mask on public spaces. That's it. Like, I'm gonna do my stuff as much as I can.
Yeah.
And I mean, I got tested 5 times. I've always been negative, so I didn't pass it to nobody. That's for a fact. So as much as I'm concerned, I haven't done anything bad.
Is Kings open?
I don't know. I haven't been like, I don't know this week. I mean, it was open, and I don't know. Yeah. I've been here since Saturday, so
yeah, I saw you were racing and stuff.
Yeah. I got the best time. and then the second race, there were so many people that weren't able to, like, they were basically the race every 2 seconds would stop. So I was like, I got out and I'm like, man, like I wasn't even able to do like two good laps. So they're like, okay, we got you. So they put me in with the staff, with some of the guys that actually work there, and I got second with them. And
they're better. They're good, huh? They're better.
There was a guy that had the record, so he gave me a second and a half. But it was my 3rd time going. This guy goes every day, but it's cool though. I love go-karting.
Of course. Hopefully, if you get to go to Abu Dhabi, you can go on that sick track.
Man, I love it, man. I love this stuff. Like, I love like cars and like driving.
Nice. So, what'd you go to? What are you in Vegas for? Just to hang out at the PI?
Just checking up, do like a checkup, like on everything, and making sure everything is healthy. I'm healthy. I'm at my best, and that's it. And then I'm gonna be back on Wednesday, and I mean, I had a few stuff to work on before I was 100% healthy, but like I feel like now from next week I'll be back at 100%, and yeah, man, I'm looking for a fight basically. So
nothing lined up, obviously.
No, man, I was trying to call out. I mean, not to call out. I was offered to Anderson Silva, and Anderson Silva.
Oh, I saw you posted it. Yeah, I didn't know what was happening. Is he really trying to fight Anthony Pettis?
Yeah, that's a bullshit fight. That like.
Yeah, why would you do that?
Yeah, it's I don't even think the UFC would ever let that happen, honestly, because.
Yeah. Look, if Anderson Silva is just trying to get some names and make extra money before he retires, I get it. I don't think he would fight you.
I get it, but why start now? He should have done it like 5 years from now, like.
Because that's an easier fight to him now. Like, it's one of the easier.
Pettis is a quitter. Pettis is a big time quitter.
No. He is, but I'm saying, if you think about it, he's a bit of a smaller guy. So out of all the names,
he's a quitter. So yeah, I see why he's trying to. Yeah, his fight. Plus, he's a big name, former champ. So all these things. But at the same time, man, like, come on, like, they're not gonna let. I mean, I know he went up before to 170, but he's a 155 in reality.
Exactly.
And they're not gonna let him. I don't think it makes any sense. Like,
no sense. Yeah.
I don't think it makes any sense.
Yeah. If anything, they need to use Anderson to build up a 185er.
You know what doesn't make sense? Anderson Silva fighting you doesn't make sense. Anderson Silva.
No, but at the same time, if he wants some try to kind of like give a last run to legitimize his name and be in the ranking and show that he still has it and try to be relevant in terms of like war level in the middle of war level athletes. Yeah, that my name makes way more sense than Pettis,
I was just saying that like sarcastically, like you are a tough
No,
guy.
I know. I'm definitely. I don't feel like I'm an easy fight for him for sure.
I think
but
he was trying to fight Connor
one thing,
too.
one thing I said. If that fight happens, I'm gonna give the fans what they want. I'm not gonna wrestle the guy. I'm not gonna try to take him down. I'm not gonna try to play Khabib on him. I'm gonna stand him bang. So that I feel like that's what he cares the most. Somebody that's gonna give him the fight that he wants, and I'm the guy because I would give that to him. I would stay in front of him and play chess, striking with him. So I think it would be a great fight. I mean, I know he's not on his prime, but at the same time, man, like I said, if he wants some legitimacy on his name and try to be back between in between the best in the world, he should fight.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen him do that a few times. He called out Connor first, and then he was trying to make a fight with Connor. Now he's trying to fight Pettis.
And that's what I'm saying. Like he's been fighting up until now. He's been fighting all up and comers and and guys that like were in the rankings and like fresh guys. Why start now? I mean,
yeah.
Why start now? To be honest with you,
I think he
I
started.
respect that because you never look for easy fights and stuff.
Yeah, he fought a few.
Retired.
He fought a few up and comers, and it was rough though. That's why he stopped. I think.
If Marvin, if it's up to you for real, like who is on your radar right now for you? I know you want the title shot, obviously. I know you want the rematch with Adesanya.
I have to go through other fights. I would love to fight Hermanson. Hermanson would be another name that I would love to fight. Yeah, Hermanson would be. I would love that fight.
Did you guys watch him versus Kelvin?
Yeah, I saw him for sure.
Yeah, I think Kelvin just had an off night. I think.
I wouldn't even say that. I mean, it's a little in the blink of an eye. Like he got his level of attention down, a little bit overconfidence, I guess, and he got caught. He got caught because if you see the first minute, man, Kelvin was manhandling, big time. Like he just like Hermanson overreacted to the punches of Kelvin, overcommitted on getting a takedown, tried to get in some kind of like grappling scrambles with him, tried to tie up somehow with him. He didn't want his hands to go. And then he overcommitted so bad that they actually got counter and got flipped over. Yeah. And then went for something that you don't really see much in MMA. And I feel like most of everything was a little bit overconfidence because he got out one time from that leg lock. And then he went for a second time. And he did a pretty good job on like holding on the calf first. And then get that foot under the armpit and keep it tight all the way. Plus, they were really dry first minute of the fight. So
but exactly, it wasn't slippery yet, so that was his only chance, and that's why he went for the second time. I think,
I mean, don't get me wrong, Hermansson's good. I just think Kelvin is better.
Yeah. I think it's not like any like on the top 5 now. He's fucked. Like,
yeah.
And I should be the one if I fight him, but everybody says that to me, like, oh, if you fight this time, you should pump him up. So when you beat him, you look better. But I'm just too real to say that. I honestly don't think Hermanson's that good. I don't think he can hang on the top 5. To be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, who'd he fight up there? He fought Cannonier and he lost to Cannonier.
Yeah.
And then he hasn't fought anybody else up there yet. I mean, actually, he fought Kelvin. Kelvin's a top 5 guy, I would say. Even if he's not ranked in the top 5 right now, he's been there.
Yeah. But I think Kelvin, like 9 out of 10 will beat him. Like 10 out of 10 fights, he will beat him 9 times. But, at the end of the day, like, you beat him, you can't say nothing about it. The guy, like, Kelvin tapped, and, there's no excuse for it. Yeah. So at the same time, like, hat off, he made it. Like, because that time that counted, he made it. So, chapeau. But I feel like if, in general, I think Kelvin is the better fighter.
Yeah, definitely.
People also pay attention to this. Fighting so early. I understand people go to Abu Dhabi early to get acclimated and stuff. It really isn't that easy to wake up at 3:00, go to the arena, fight at 6 a.m. in the morning. It is not that easy, for anybody. It's not my favorite thing.
Oh, I mean, but the whole week they were trying to get on the time. Like, I know Kelvin was.
It's not easy, man.
7, 8 p.m. and wake up like, no, I know. They said like it was an experience. Like, even I was talking to the PT guy, to the physical therapy guys. It was like it was a 24-hour thing. Like every moment, like you would never like between all the guys, you would always have somebody going. Like somebody was training, or somebody was coming in for physical therapy, or somebody was working, or somebody was like. So it was, since the fight, like the times were so off, it was an ongoing, continuous thing.
Yeah.
And an experience. Plus, they were really like even Kelvin. I saw Kelvin right actually 2 days ago when he came back because he stopped in Vegas. He was like, in reality, it really was like a white collar prison. Like it was great, but you couldn't leave. Always the same hotel, and always the same menu. And
that's crazy.
The people were super nice and everything, of course, but you had things to do, but like very like how do you call it, like limited things to do. Yeah.
But also, how much can you do? It's 120 degrees daylight. Like how much can you do outdoors?
Yeah, exactly.
That's and then crazy. So when you said you spoke to Calvin when he got back, he wasn't quarantined or anything. He was just.
I don't think so. No, when he got back from Vegas, no, man. I mean, these guys would be the last one I would be worried about. They got tested so many times. They were quarantined. They were.
But no, because I listened to Alexander Volkanovski. He's back in New Zealand. Like he has the belt. He was still quarantined. Like he couldn't even go hang out with his family.
But it's because of a New Zealand thing, I think. It's a New Zealand policy or something, you see?
Oh, yeah.
New Zealand, Australia, New Zealand, they're always super tight with those things, I feel.
Yeah. I almost got arrested going into Australia.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't report. I went there for a fight, and you know how you go into the when you go through the customs, you have to report like food and this and that. And I didn't say I had supplements and food. And they caught me, and they were like, they were super nice. They're like, well, it's your first time, you didn't know, but you're like, we can take you to jail right now and fine you. And then they knew I was there for the UFC, so they kind of let me go. But because I had nothing illegal on me, but they could have arrested me for real.
Yeah. They'll put you on one of those shows where they'll check the guys out. And
yeah, I think they're pretty strict with that shit in airports. I'm sure, especially now with Corona and whatnot, they think Corona's in everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you saw that one thing out and Marvin, some guy like he tested everything. He tested like a piece of fruit and it came up positive for Corona. He tested he tested a bunch of shit, like just random items, and everything was positive.
They give it a name and an age, and then they said the test. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so
that's
was an African president or something.
Africa,
something like
that's crazy.
But I'm sure airlines are thinking Corona's all over everything right now.
I don't know, man. I don't know. For a moment, I flew last week. It feels weird. Sorry, go ahead.
I've been hearing about this thing since beginning of the year, basically, because in Italy started first, so I was hearing news and everything, and all my family there with that shit back then. So that was already like almost a month and a half, 2 months prior to when it started like breaking out in America. And now I started. Then I was living throughout the American experience. Fuck,
dude. I don't know. I just thought about this. I don't know if you remember when Corona was just starting. I was like, hey, how was Italy and stuff? Like, Italy was the only thing on the news. And then I got sick for a couple of days, and Marvin thought I had Corona. He was running away from me.
Oh, yeah. Because it was, because I was never tripping out, but until a week out to my fight, I'm like, because I had a fight coming up.
Yeah.
And fucking and Alp came into work at the UFCG where I was going, and he was, I'm feeling a little bit of I
was just coughing.
Cough, and I'm like, fucking guy, man, stay away from me. A week out of my fight, the last thing I need is.
I just remembered. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's shit. Marvin was like, "Get the fuck out of here! You have corona."
Well, that's the world we're in right now. Everything, like you see that one meme. It's like, are people still sick or is everything COVID? And that's what it seems like right now.
Yeah.
But
so many other, it's man, like I wouldn't even talk about it.
Yeah, so we'll get on to some fighting. So Marvin, if you got Jack Hermanson on the radar right now, if you can't get him, who else might you want next?
I know a lot of fighters turn me down, man. I don't know what to say, but it's crazy. Like it's crazy. Like a lot of people, they're injured, they have a fight coming up, or they turn me down, or they have an excuse. It's not easy. Like who's out there? Like Ian Heinisch is fucking injured. This guy tried to do everything not to fight me. Who else? Omari's fighting somebody else. Who else?
Man, I'm looking at the rankings. Jacare fell out of the top 15.
Jacare fell out. I got offered. Jacare too, but Jacare didn't want to fight me.
I could see that.
I got offered to Jacare, and I said, "Fuck yeah, let's do it." When Carl Robertson pulled out the first time, I got offered to Jacare. Jacare didn't want to fight me. Then I got offered to Anderson. He didn't want to fight me. Then I got offered to Ian Heinisch. He didn't want to fight me. I got offered to Carlos Jr. He didn't want to fight me. Yeah, I got offered to fucking everybody. And so who else? Who else is out there?
Edmund
is fighting Brunson.
Edmund's fighting Brunson. Yeah, I think is Uriah Hall and Jacare are fighting.
Uriah's fighting Romero.
Oh, Romero. Yeah, that's who he's fighting. My bad. Oh, that's a tough night for him.
Uriah's fighting Romero. Plus, I don't think Uriah really wants to fight yet.
No.
We'll see. At some point, somebody will have to fucking accept this.
Yeah, you almost have to wait for a couple of these fights to play out.
Yeah, they might. Yeah, exactly. But Anderson was fucking perfect.
Or you need Anderson to stop playing games.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Stan, I don't know if you knew, but Marvin also trains with Werdum. Fabricio Werdum.
Yeah.
So he has the fight coming up.
Oh yeah, Werdum is coming up. Yeah, with Gustafasson. Yeah.
This weekend. Yeah. What do you? I'm sure you're gonna pick Fabricio Werdum, Marvin, but I think Gustafasson is good chance.
Yes, it's just good, but he's never been a heavyweight either.
Yeah.
I think they trained before, They trained.
Yeah, I was just listening to that today.
It's about how they come out. I think in what shape they all come out. I know Werdum has been training hard for this fight. He's very motivated, and I think he'll do it. I think he'll do it. He's very motivated, and he's never doing I saw in the past. When Werdum is ready, he's ready, man.
Yeah, that's a tough. That's a tough first fight at heavyweight for Gustafasson.
Yeah.
Gustafasson
is always a good size. So I mean, you just put on some fat, and it's not a bad heavyweight. But in general, it's a good fight. I think it's a very interesting fight.
Yeah, I'm going Werdum in that one. I think.
Me too.
Why, Alp? You're going Gustafasson?
I'm gonna go with Gustafasson.
I don't know. I think it's just it's a tough heavyweight debut for him.
Yeah.
It could be, but sure. He is old though. Verdum's getting up there. He's like 42 now.
And I'm just picking Gustafasson based on Werdum's last performance. It wasn't.
What was?
But you see, you look like you learn. Coming out of a performance like that, you really motivated.
Of course. But I'm saying, you know how there's a saying, you're as good as your last fight. So I'm just going based off of that. You know, I don't. You know his training better than me. I'm just an outsider picking fights. So.
I mean, Gustafsson's last fight, he quit versus Anthony Smith.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Shoot, you're right. I didn't remember that. I thought the last Gustafsson fight was Anthony. John Jones.
No, Anthony Smith was his last one.
Yeah.
And then
I'm only assuming Gustafsson has the drive again, and he wants to come back, and he wants to fight again. You usually come back as a fresher guy. Sometimes, of course, we're just gonna wait and see.
You just said you're gonna be as good as your last fight.
Come on. Well, yeah, you're right.
He's still young enough though, Gustafsson. He's 33.
It's about the mileage.
Marvin got me. I got busted.
But yeah, that's a tough one to come in. Verdum is no slouch, and
I was like, wait, this guy just saying the same thing I just said about Verdum, but he's saying about Gustafsson. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm getting played. Let me.
Okay, I'm still picking Gustafsson. Leave me alone. I'm picking Gustafsson.
Good. $20 on Verdum.
Okay, sure, 20. I'll Venmo me now.
And then a big one that I'm sure you'll be paying attention to, Marvin, Robert Whittaker and Darren Till.
Oh yeah. Robert is one of the good. Like Robert is one of the middleweights that are ranked definitely between the two.
Yeah.
I think we should smash Darren Till.
Yeah, you think he smashes Darren Till?
I think he should smash Darren Till if he comes out with the right. If it comes out the Robert that we know and he's always been, I think he'll smash Darren Till.
Yeah. What do you think of that one, Alp?
Whittaker for sure. I can't go against Marvin. Marvin's gonna get mad at me.
No way.
No, I'm kidding. But I do like Whittaker. I definitely pick Whittaker.
Yeah, I got Whittaker. I think Whittaker takes him apart, actually.
Yeah. I think, man. It's his arsenal and striking is much wider than Darren Till.
Yeah.
Darren Till is a one-sided fighter.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I saw what's his name saying that, and that's kind of true if you think about it and actually break him down. He just has a left hand. I mean,
here and there.
He's got some other skills, but his main tool is his left hand. You look at Robert Whittaker. Robert Whittaker's got a lot of shit that he throws out there.
Yeah.
And then the thing that they never talk about, Robert Whittaker could wrestle.
Yeah. I mean, definitely better than Darren.
Yeah. So another big...
I don't think that fight going to the ground anyway.
Yeah.
Unless somebody gets dropped, but...
I mean, even if Whittaker starts having trouble on the feet, he could take it to the ground. I don't think Till is going to take Whittaker down if he starts having problems.
Yeah, but I don't see Whittaker. He never took anybody down.
Yeah. He wrestles if he is forced into it, more defensive. He's more of a defensive wrestler, I think Whittaker chooses to stand up too, but he can't do it if he is forced to it.
Yeah.
Marvin can wrestle. Did you know Marvin actually is a very good wrestler?
Yes. I've heard of such things.
I've been training a lot wrestling, yeah. But I was thinking, it's a little bit of generalizing, but Australia and England don't have the best wrestlers. They're both of them. They're not and they both train there. I'm Italian, and Italy at the moment don't have the best freestyle, but unless we have one guy that's very good is Chamizo, but
who is Cuban?
In America, actually. Yeah, he's Cuban and he trains in America, but and he trains in New York actually. So
yeah,
90% of the time. So, but so we don't have. But I've been around though. I've been around since I was 18, basically. So I mean, like wrestling has always been one of my focuses. So yeah. But yeah, me and Alp train actually a couple times.
I felt it. That's why I said that. Like that's why, like for example, all the jokes aside, for example, Marvin and I talked a lot about this when he was fighting Andrew Sanchez, and I wrestled with Andrew Sanchez. And I was trying to explain it to Marvin. I'm like, listen, don't take it lightly. Like Sanchez is a very good wrestler, and Marvin obviously proved me why he didn't. I mean, he took him seriously, but like he proved me he do whatever the fuck he wants in a fight. Sanchez didn't really show much of wrestling. But I was trying to explain it to Marvin, like, dude, college wrestling is very different. Because he was also not taking Sanchez's college career seriously. But I was trying to explain it like, dude, it's legit, it's serious, But, Marvin, you do have my respect, for sure.
Because I like to understand whenever people says, oh, I want this, I want that, I always want to understand. Because a lot of times it's not easy to understand, like kickboxing. Or it can be wrestling, it can be college wrestling, it can be even judo and everything. Like I want to understand what's those titles that you're telling me that you're winning or your pedigree and what you want they're really about. And I was saying, man, like he was national champion of. I mean, I knew he was a good grappler, but there's a difference between Naya champion, which is like under
NAIA,
and AIA, and like Division 1 college champion. Like that's.
Yeah, but I was just trying to explain.
Like,
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying still wrestled all his life and still coming out wrestling. Yeah. Still did a lot of like wrestling experience.
Yeah. But also, there's obviously MMA wrestling, right? Sanchez, in my opinion, and here's the thing: since I've known Sanchez for a long time, and by the way, Marvin always thought I was a spy, trying to be on Sanchez's side, but I've known Sanchez for a long time. Sanchez isn't the smart, like, school-wise, you also have to be very smart to go to D1 school. Like, Sanchez, we have grades. You have to, like, have good grades, right? I couldn't wrestle D1 because of my grades. I wasn't the smartest guy. But I was just trying to explain, Sanchez was good enough to wrestle D1. He just didn't have the grades to go to D1 school. Okay. And he beat a lot of good D1 guys in his wrestling career, But...
Oh, yeah. Plus... in MMA, the best wrestlers sometimes don't transfer that good in MMA wrestling. Like look at Usman. Like Usman was D2, but he's one of the best wrestlers. Khabib didn't win anything in wrestling. In reality, he just went to a little bit of ways.
Ben Henderson never even played. I don't think he wrestled NAIA as well, and he never even won. Like he wasn't even an All-American. I don't think.
Let me see. I thought Henderson was an All-American, but he might not be.
Maybe. I can't remember.
But even, what's his name? Usman's one of those examples. I don't think Usman had the grades.
No, that's what I'm saying. Okay. But, I mean, because I was talking to Shahud about this too, and I'm like, and he's like, because these wrestlers that are not the most skilled in pure wrestling, they develop other skills that sometimes in MMA actually matter more, like this grueling grinding style where you keep going and maybe you just have like a good double, like you have a good or like a good double, a good single. Those are things that transfer very easily to MMA, where maybe you have all this pure technician of wrestling where they're like a lot of counter wrestling, a lot of like beautiful throws and like way to score high points in wrestling, that sometimes maybe you go against a guy that is not gonna shoot on you and stuff, and all your counter goes out of the window because you don't have a guy that is committed to your wrestling. So sometimes lower level wrestlers in pure wrestling actually plays out that are better in MMA.
And Dan Henderson was not an All-American. He was a national qualifier, though. So
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Then you also have very good wrestlers. They're going to be very good in MMA. Cormier, Dan Henderson, Randy Couture.
I think what's his name was even in that realm. Cormier was junior college first because he didn't have the grades, and then transferred to a D1 school.
Yeah, Daniel Cormier, I think, is national champion a couple of times, right?
No, he lost to Cael Sanderson.
Yeah.
How did he do?
But he might have been a JUCO national champion, Cormier. I'd have to check on that, but he was definitely.
But he also went into freestyle after college career, so like, there's a whole different thing, you know. But also look at John Jones. Look at John Jones.
Yeah. I think John Jones was a D1 talent. Just same thing, didn't have the grades.
Yeah.
And then
he
even
only wrestled JUCO, I think.
Yeah, he was a JUCO national champion, and then I'm pretty sure he was about to transfer to a D1 school, maybe Iowa or Ohio, and then he got a girl pregnant.
Yeah.
And that'll put the brakes in anything.
Protection comes first. Always pull out. Always pull out.
Not my opponents.
No. You
I had enough of them.
You got a girl, Marvin? What are you doing?
What do you mean?
You got a girl right now, or are you single in Vegas?
No, I'm single.
All right. Smart man.
Don't put him in the spot. Don't put him.
No, I'm single. Yeah, I'm just chilling. But I'm here for physical therapy. I'm like that.
All
Good.
Right. So
boys, I think. What time is it?
What time we got? We got 7:50. You got to do what? You got to go to training?
Oh, 7:50. No, you're somewhere else again.
Oh, he is in New York, Marvin.
Oh, he's in New York.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I have. I mean, I can send out like 10 minutes or so. Then I'll gotta go.
All right, sounds good. So real quick, we'll get to a sensitive subject right now.
All right.
Israel Adesanya, Paulo Costa are about to fight. How do you see that one going?
I think Israel is going to pick him apart. I don't see how. Listen, people get carried away by the narrative a lot by the hype. I don't, and I don't see Paulo Costa doing that good. I don't think he's that skilled. He's tough and he punches hard, but that's not enough. To be at a world level, you need fighting IQ. You need good eyes. You need predicting things. That's skills where I look at. High level mindset. I don't think Paulo Costa is there on a lot of those things. So I could be wrong. I mean, he's very confident on himself and stuff. But even in UFC, man, he had 5 fights in the UFC. I think he had 5 fights.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I don't see him doing that good. I fought Adesanya, and Adesanya, you gotta give him credit for he knows how to stay in that ring. He knows how to stay in that cage. Like he's you need to be like. You need to be sneaky. You're not gonna bully the guy. He's not gonna let anybody bully him. In a sense, you need to be smart. And this is our lower level skills.
I mean, Kelvin's your teammate, right? Out at Kings. I mean, you and Kelvin have given him his toughest fights so far.
Yeah.
Kelvin
could have won that fight. It just a little bit of lack. I don't know. Like, I feel like Israel made adjustments in the fight faster than Kelvin did. And that's what made Israel come out on top at the end. But skills wise, they're there.
Yeah. What are those? Are those kids by you, Al?
My neighbors. I'm in my backyard.
Yeah.
I don't have kids.
I was gonna say you don't have no kids.
I told you I pull out. Don't take it seriously.
Nah, that's good. That's something we always stress here on Menace and the Man is that you got to have a strong pullout game.
Oh, dude, the best one. 34 years strong. Best one.
Especially Marvin. That if me and Alp are a little older than you, if there's one piece of advice we can give to a young man like yourself, you got to have a strong pullout game, especially a young superstar like yourself.
Yeah. Either way,
Sorry, Marvin.
No, he's good.
Before you know it, you wind up like John Jones with like 4 kids, and then you're fighting to feed these kids instead of fighting for whatever you want, you know?
No, I'll make sure. For sure.
Bro, it's difficult being popular and, handsome like Marvin yourself over here.
Thank you. Thank you all.
You're welcome, Marvin.
Alp loves when you tell him that he's handsome. He loves it.
I love
You're
it.
handsome, Alp.
Thank you. You're more handsome, Marvin.
Stop this.
No, we're good enough.
All right, Marvin, we'll let you get to your training.
I don't know who that is.
It's a Zoom. Yeah, no, it's like a podcast.
Oh, okay.
That's what it's.
All right, we'll let you get to your training, Marvin. We want to appreciate you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
And yeah, we'll do this again sometime. You see what we're doing here. We're very light. We try to go a little outside of fighting, a little bit into,
Good. Oh, I like it. All right, my man. See you all.
See you, Marvin. Good luck. Have fun.
Thank you.
Vince just texted and said he can't do it today right now. So,
all right, no worries.
Yeah. Who do you have this coming up?
No one.
What's the main card like?
The main card.
Yeah, this weekend.
Oh, we pretty much talked about it there with Marvin.
Oh, we did. Okay, cool.
But did you watch that? This past weekend? Benavidez versus Figueroa.
Oh yeah, I was actually okay. I do feel bad for Benavidez. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. But that I tweeted and said you can always give Benavidez another title shot at 35. I was just being sarcastic because what are you gonna do for Aljamain? Seriously, and I'm not really favoring him because he's a friend and stuff. But you said it, and you said before that title fight, you said Aljamain is next. Aljamain Sterling is next. Now you're still finding excuses to change. It's come on, And Benavidez also okay. I get it. The last fight, what's the guy's name? Figueredo.
I thought Figueroa. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So no, I don't mean no disrespect. He's obviously a great fighter. I just can't. I'm dumb to pronounce his name. Okay, I get it. He didn't make weight and all of that, but he had so many title fights. You're just trying to get your guy to win the title, so you can promote him and he's your man. Right?
But something we always talk about is followers and moving the needle. Yes. So now Aljamain does have a solid following right now. He's got a couple, like 150 grand or 200 grand or something like that. But when I saw, so you've seen it, everyone's seen it. It's all over Aljamain's internet and all over the internet. They go, Dana White, is Aljamain next? And he goes, who? And then they go, Aljamain Sterling. And he goes, yeah, we're looking at a couple guys right now. He just won't give that straight answer. And
exactly.
Here's the reason. And then I thought the last time I just saw him do that, I thought, what's the reason why? It's definitely not that he doesn't like Aljo. He definitely likes Aljo, respects him. It's what he sees as the needle moving. You know what I mean? I thought, if anything, Sandhagen versus Aljamain should have been for the title.
That's what he said. That's what Dana White said.
Yeah, they were both higher ranked than Jan and Aldo, but name recognition wise, Aldo was it.
Yeah.
So that's a thing too. So
he said it. Aljo just actually posted it. People have been tagging Aljo, and he's been reposting stuff. He said it. He said Cody Sandhagen is the guy's name.
Yeah.
He said Cody Sandhagen versus Aljamain Sterling will be the number one contender fight. He said it.
But here's what I see though, because I started playing devil's advocate, if you will, and I was like, why isn't he just saying Aljamain? And then I looked at it, and it could be because Cody Garbrandt just made his name back in the mix. He's got a huge following. On top of that, Marlon Moraes is still in the mix. Now, he has a little bit bigger of a following than Aljamain, but, how you can do, the last 5 fights in a row, Aljamain's won. What was the 6th fight, though? He got knocked out by Marias. And then I looked at both of their last 6 fights. So in their last 6, Aljamain and Marias, they're both 5-1. Aljamain.
Okay, but then why did you give Jose Aldo a shot instead of Marlon?
Because I don't know. They thought that, or if I actually do know, it's because Aldo has 2.5 million followers.
Yeah, exactly, and it was probably his last shot. Okay, I have nothing against that. As far as a business point of view, yes, you have to do what's best for your company. I totally get that. That's why the sport needs to be sanctioned better. And so we know, it's like I'm a soccer fan, right? So it's like soccer. First place, whatever league you're in, you go to Champions League, and then whatever that happens, like there's no favors. You win points, you earn points, and you go to the next round or so. That's why it needs to be sanctioned. Otherwise, okay, you know what? I feel like otherwise this is not different than any kind of dictatorship. Like, okay, you know what? I changed my mind now. You're gonna do what I want you to do.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so what are we fighting for?
The last two, definitely the last 2 shots at the 135-pound belt made no sense. They both were coming off losses. Dominic Cruz and Jose Aldo. They both just had that name recognition. And so the Jan Aldo fight, the reason why I get it is because Aljamain, this is the little devil's advocate playing, Aljamain and Sandhagen, neither one have ever been a champion. Neither one have ever fought for a title. Then you could even look at Marlon Marias. He's never been a champion. Peter Yan, never been a champion, but he's there. Aldo brings that championship caliber to a fight. You know what I mean? I guess is
yes. On paper he does.
That's what I'm saying. On paper.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at it, if you ask me, Marlon Marias definitely brings it. He was the champion World Series of Fighting for a long time. I think he definitely does bring it. You know what? Give Aljo a rematch against Marlon Marias then.
Yeah.
Aljo is the smart guy to make those adjustments, and he got caught, unfortunately. It happens to anybody.
Yeah. Oh, I think it should be Aljo all day. But I think when I put on my hat, I started playing devil's advocate. I was like, maybe they're thinking Cody or Marlon.
Yeah. Look, I do see why. Like, obviously, I'm just not talking shit, but like, as a fan, I'm just looking at things, and then from Dana White's point of view, he definitely has his point. Like, I see why he's making the decisions he's making. He had every single right to even like drop 125-pound division. Come on, nobody's watching it anymore. You know what I mean? They barely watched it when Demetrius Johnson was around. But now I actually watched a couple things about Figueiredo. Dude struggled, man. He was a hairdresser. He worked this job. He had this job. You know what, man? My respect. Like, dude deserves it. This dude deserves it. You know what I mean?
But
I'm sure if you promote him, I'm sure we're gonna find things that we like in him.
I think part of why they were scrapping the 125-pound division is because Demetrius wasn't the most exciting. He was dominant, so he wasn't exciting. And then they did a season of Tough, and it produced a challenger, and that fight didn't do numbers. You know what I mean? So they were like, oh, this shit's not drawing, nothing's happening. And then I think Cejudo, I don't even think Cejudo was doing big numbers. They just saw it as like something better than what was there before. And then the fact that Cejudo was champ potential. So they were like, all right, we could market this a little bit.
Yeah, I did definitely. I wasn't sure about Cejudo's whole vibe when he won the title, but look, he did what he had to do, and much respect to him. He got all the attention, and it ended up actually, drawing a lot of attention because of the whole Triple C, him trying to find Valentina Shevchenko. Like, I thought it was corny, but it worked. Look, now he might even fight, what's the boxer's name? Young, good-looking kid.
Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, Ryan Garcia. He might even fight him, and if I were him, I would do it. That's a lot of money.
Bro, I want to watch. I would watch Cejudo versus Alex Volkanovski.
I would watch it too, but I think Volkanovski definitely has the edge. He's just too big.
Oh, definitely. It would be like almost like a Cinderella story. The deck would be definitely stacked against Henry Cejudo, but imagine if Cejudo won that fight.
Look, it's a fight. He can. He definitely can.
Yeah.
And if Cejudo trains accordingly to that weight class, I think he can definitely put on some mass. And look, dude is an Olympic champ. I think what he's done at that age, winning the Olympic gold medal, is way bigger than everything else he's accomplished. and I'm never, he has everybody's respect forever. But Volkanovski is just, and think if you think how Volkanovski was a huge guy playing rugby, right? Being 220 and solid, not even like a fat guy. And I'm assuming he's bringing the power.
I've heard too, because Menace is close with some of Volkanovski's coaches. I've heard Volkanovski's like ridiculously hard to keep down.
Yeah, I've never seen him down.
Like I once you take him down, he pops right back up. Like he's got like explosive hips.
Yeah, rugby players are definitely some of the best athletes, and he's played it for a long time.
I think it'd be an interesting fight. I mean, I don't care about Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
Like
I'm just saying that because Cejudo has accomplished everything in MMA. Like, if you were going after money, he has the right to do it, and I would watch it.
But even that, like, everyone wants to recreate Conor versus Mayweather for the money. You're not going to get Floyd Mayweather money to fight Ryan Garcia.
Yeah. That's true.
I think he might get. I don't know what Ryan Garcia gets paid, but what's he going to get? A couple million? I would think he might make that in MMA with like his pay-per-view numbers and whatnot. If he fought like a Volkanovski or something.
Yeah. I mean, I would, if we were doing this crossover, I'd really like to see some of these boxers come into MMA and try it just for fun.
Oh.
You know what? I mean, I'm sure they're gonna get their asses kicked, but they're always talking how these MMA fighters should come into boxing and fight. I'm like, can one of you guys step up and actually put on some MMA gloves?
Yeah, I don't think
pretty fun. Think about it.
Oh, I would love it, but I don't think any of them are gonna do it ever.
Yeah, they'll just like Tyson Fury, right? He puts on UFC gloves and like hits pads, and all of a sudden he's training MMA. I'm like, dude, you're not doing anything. You're just hitting pads with MMA gloves.
Didn't he? Who'd he get together with? Didn't he get together with like Stipe or someone?
Darren Till.
Oh, Darren Till, and he was throwing leg kicks.
He was it leg kicks or knees?
I think he was throwing leg kicks, and he was throwing like shit on like Thai techniques. And people were like, "Oh, he's fighting MMA." I was like, "No, he's not."
Yeah,
that's the stupidest thing he could do.
Even like, for example, like Gokhan Saki, right?
Of course.
Like I see him now. Okay, he's amazing. He's one of my favorite kickboxers ever, right? And now I see him still like hit pads with MMA gloves. I'm like, bro, you're not really training MMA. You're just hitting pads. You're just training kickboxing with MMA gloves. Might as well go to ONE FC and get a Muay Thai kickboxing fight with MMA gloves. They do that in Asia.
Yeah.
So like, you know what I think? So like, speaking of the flyweight division, it would have been a lot different if Ian McCall was the champ first.
Yeah. If it was,
he definitely had the character.
If he would have won instead of Demetrius.
Yes, and which he did. If you think about it, that first tournament fight in Australia, if he wasn't just playing to the crowd and trying to finish Demetrius, instead he got too excited. And then Demetrius Johnson is amazing. He just made the adjustments, and you can't even touch him again. So it would have been a whole different story because I think Ian McCall had the personality to be a champ and carry the division, and the rest is history.
Yeah, well, even that's where we started with this, and then we went elsewhere. Was I felt bad for Benavidez.
Yeah,
like he didn't get beat that night; he got fucked up.
Last fight.
Yeah, the guy Figueroa. Yeah.
I mean, that explains, dude. Those Brazilians, when they're hungry. They're coming after you.
Yeah,
like that guy doesn't want to have those jobs that he had in the past again. Like, no. I mean, he comes from the slums, man. Like, ask him his life story. He'll tell you how hard it's been. You know?
Well, then even like when they were like talking to Benavidez at the press conference, and he was like, just the shit he was saying, I felt so bad for him. I was like, damn. He said, he's like, I've had 4 title shots. He's like, I know I'm not getting another one. He's like, I'm too old to win 10 fights in a row right now. And then he was like, said, he was like, this Abu Dhabi thing, it's fucking 6 a.m, and I just got my ass kicked. He's like, this shit's fucked up.
But if you think, he said that. If you think about it, like, this is surreal. Like, I'm in Abu Dhabi, just got my ass kicked. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, who does this? But, I'm at a different point in my life personally. Dude, you gotta be thankful for everything. You have a beautiful vibe. You got money. Not everybody gets to do what you did. Yeah, it wasn't meant to be. You know what I mean? Like, your destiny is something else now. Like, come on. There's a lot worse shit going on in the world. Like, look at some of the... I always try to look down, not look up, and be jealous of things or be bitter about the things you don't have. So, it's what it is.
Yeah, but to be number 2 in the world 4 or 5 times, that's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
You got to look at it. Yeah, you got to look at it that way. Yeah. But it was tough. It was tough. I was rooting for Joe B. I put money on Joe B. And then
did you? Yeah. Well, that's why you bitter about it.
I thought he was going to win. Like the first fight, he won the first round, and then the headbutt, and then he got knocked out. I was like, all right, maybe he could just avoid that right hand, avoid that headbutt. Yeah. And then it was like 15 seconds in, he got dropped. I was like, God.
I didn't have a favorite going into that fight. I would slightly pick Benavidez just because Figueiredo made weight this time. That extra 4 pounds make a huge difference. He was more sucked down. Obviously, that definitely makes a huge difference. And I in the future, I feel like in the future he'll have a hard time again making weight.
Yeah, I thought that too. I thought maybe he might not even make it again. He's already talking about trying to be a double champ.
I heard that.
And then Dana shot it right down and was like, why don't you defend this belt first?
Dude, I'm kind of over that. It's just not fair to all the guys in the division. Like we just spoke to Marvin. Dude is trying to get his title shot too at some point. Like, these guys can't just keep waiting on what's happening with the champions. Dude, come on. You can't try to taste everything. Like, stay in your lane,
Oh, man, that's so bad, too. Like, Anderson Silva.
Yeah, but think about this. Why would Anderson Silva fight Marvin? It's a tough fight. He's a killer. And Silva is getting old. And he's just, what's he even trying to do at this point?
The same way that he fought Adesanya and he fought Jared Cannonier. That would be him fighting Marvin, But, like, for him to be, like, because it was like 3 months ago, he was saying he wanted to fight Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
And then got a guy 30 pounds smaller than him. And then after that, and now there's like legs to him versus Pettis. Like Pettis has been reposting it. Pettis' management team's been posting it. Like that fight's not that far off from happening.
I mean, look, I'll still watch as a fan. I'm of course gonna watch it. I like both guys, and I'm open. But sometimes, even then, sometimes you don't know. Sometimes it's like Lyoto Machida. You don't know what you're going to do with Anderson Silva. He could turn it into a boring fight too.
Oh yeah, 100%. He's been boring. He's been boring many times.
Dude, ever since Chris Weidman, he hasn't been the same.
No.
So I'm not even that excited to watch him. So.
Yeah, I hear you there. I mean, I think he should have retired a couple years ago.
Yeah, I don't like seeing legends like Shogun, and who's fighting Shogun and Nogueira? Why are you guys fighting?
This weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Why are you guys fighting?
I don't want... Well, no, that's the crazy thing. Shogun has just expended a lot of his rounds. He's still young, Shogun.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he's still young. Let me see.
Bro, Shogun, after going through those 2 Dan Henderson fights, he's not young anymore.
Yeah, no, he has a lot of miles on him, but I think he's still... he's 38 now, never mind.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even care about his age, just looking at him. Because think about this. They also stayed in that old school era. Their styles never got better. Like, he can only fight Nogueira. He can only fight one of those guys from that era. Put him in there with any of the newer guys. Not even a super experienced guy, but like one of the newer guys. You're getting your ass whooped.
Well, that's the thing. Like, he's only been fighting once a year. Since 2014, he fights once a year.
Okay, that's enough.
But even he's beaten Corey Anderson. He's beaten Vellante. He beat Tyson Pedro. He's got some wins.
Yeah. Did you guys talk about Vollante's last fight?
Oh, man. No.
I was going to roast him, but I love Vellante during the fight before have it happen. And he was winning. I think he just punched himself out,
Yeah, he got tired.
Yeah,
and then so now that's a cheesy move, the head and arm triangle from the bottom. But then, I know, what's his name? Ali. That's like Ali's move.
Ali who?
Ali Abdelaziz.
What about him? He does that?
Bro, he's caught some really good guys with a head and arm triangle from the bottom.
Really?
I've had conversations with fighters and been like, yo, is Ali good? And they'll be like, yeah, he's good. He caught me with some bullshit. What'd he catch you with? Like a head and arm triangle from the bottom. And I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah.
He looks like a strong guy.
And then after that fight happened, he started posting like, "Yo, tell me that's not my move." And then he like posted like, and he started tagging people like, "Remember that time I caught you with this?" And and people like his guys, and they were all saying like, "Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember."
The first time I ever saw that was, I think, if I'm not wrong, Aljo got tapped Takeya Mizugaki with that from the bottom.
Yeah.
That's the first time I ever see anybody do it.
But even like, yeah, when Volante got caught, he didn't look good physically going into the fight.
Yeah.
So like he was getting ripped apart on the forums for that, and then even me and Menace like looked at each other like, damn. But then we watched the fight. We like watched it together, and we were like, holy shit, he's actually not doing bad.
Yeah.
He's going to win this fight. He's going to win at heavyweight.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he like got the takedown, was on top, winning, like 2 minutes away from a win, and then Yeah,
I was talking shit too, like when I saw him like that with the belly, you know, because he was always like 225, making 205. Now he put on, what did he weigh in at? He weighed in at like 240 for 50?
255.
So he probably cut weight to 55. So everything went into the belly. Like he didn't put any mass, any muscle, everything went into the belly.
Yeah. But even Maurice Green probably looked at him at the scale and was like, is this guy fucking serious? Like, this guy's a light. The guy he fought was probably like, is he fucking serious? Like, I'm going to fuck this guy up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, it did.
No, he did. He was doing fine until he got tapped.
Yeah, it looked like he didn't take it too seriously. But he was winning the fight. So, yeah, it was a tough one. I was obviously rooting for him, but...
Yeah.
He came.
That's crazy.
Well, he just had a kid, so he came in there with full blown dad bod.
Yeah, that was a true dad bod.
Yeah, and he was like,
he actually lived up to it. He's like, you know what? I'm a dad now. I'm gonna show it.
Yeah, so you can't hate him on that, but but even him, like, I don't know, where does he go from there?
I don't know what he would want to do with his career. He might be one, you know. I don't know what his status is with the kid and starting a family and stuff. So. I mean, you know, he can definitely stay on the roster and fight a couple of times a year. He's good. He's been always good.
Yeah.
He just got to train, you know?
Well, that's the thing, like, I've heard is, and like Menace will always attest to it, like, he's seen him work really hard, but then he's also seen him be really lazy.
Yeah. Me being around him, I wish he trained outside of a fight. You know, he never came into a training camp ready to go. Like, he had to get in shape the whole camp. So that means you're not really working on anything but just to get in shape. Like, no game plan, no specific training. Bro, you're just struggling the whole camp, you know?
Yeah, that was the downfall of Phil Baroni's UFC run.
Yeah. Look, these guys gotta take it. Even I was just in Missouri visiting my old team and stuff. You know, I was just asking, like, how is this guy doing? How is that guy doing? My coach is like, you know, the guy doesn't want to fight. He doesn't show up. Yada, yada, yada. I'm like, dude, how can you be so good but not want to do it? I mean, you're doing it half-assed. Like, I always put extra time into it. And, like, for example, I had a friend named Zach Freeman. You know, that's who I was at. He's the guy who knocked out Erin Pico in his pro debut.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, Zach was always so good. He just never came in, like, he has a job and stuff. So he was never fully dedicated. And, you know, I'm like, dude, if you just put a little, because he beat some good guys with half-assed training. I'm like, if you put some time into it, you know what I mean? Like, he would be so good. So it's just like one of those things. Like, how can you be so good but not be good?
That's a common tale, I think, in fighting.
Yeah.
But that's also part of it too. Is guys have to work a job.
Unfortunately,
yeah. So you got to be like crazy disciplined and a mental case to be like, after my 9 to 5, I'm going to train for 4 hours.
Man, yeah. Like, I personally don't have it. I don't even have it. I don't even have it in me to go through a regular training camp with no job. Like, I don't have it in me anymore.
Yeah.
You know? That's why, like, you know, once you lose it, once you don't have it anymore, you should not do it. This is not something you want to do half-ass.
Yeah. Speaking of Bellator, there's a Bellator this weekend. They're coming back.
Yeah.
No crap.
I just got that CBS deal because my friend who I stayed with in Missouri, he works for Bellator, and I have a bunch of friends fight for Bellator. And they lost the DAZN deal, And
I mean, did they lose it or the zone fucking folded?
Oh, maybe the zone dropped them because I think the zone pays you, right?
Yeah,
I don't know how it works.
I believe the zone pays you like a licensing deal, a distribution.
Yeah, but
deal.
I think there's also a reason why they did it because they're gonna be doing all the fights in Mohegan Sun in Connecticut, and I think they're gonna do Friday Bellator and Saturday Showtime boxing in the same venue.
Yeah.
And I think CBS does CBS do Showtime boxing?
CBS is owned by Showtime, yeah.
Okay, so that's why they're doing that.
Or they own Showtime, yeah.
I'm curious to see how long they're gonna be staying around with no gate, with no tickets.
Bellator.
Yeah.
I think they do. I think their money comes more from the TV deal as opposed, like similar to the PFL. I don't think they're killing it on ticket sales. Like I'm sure you've been to a Bellator event and seen like they're not even close to sold out.
Yeah, true. But think about this: even going, they always hire local promoters, and undercard is full of local fighters who sell tickets.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they still brought some type of money.
Yeah.
So a lot of these promotions, like Legacy, was just starting back up last week, I think. Like a lot of these promotions are gonna be hurting, man. Like they can't just. They were still making some money from ticket sales.
Bro,
I'm talking to some of my friends in Europe that fight for glory. Some of my friends in Turkey, they're all like none of them, or most of them, did not fight, have not fought this year, and they're like, dude, I need just one fight. I don't care who it is. I just need to fight. Like they need to make some type of income.
Yeah, it's fucked up. But even like there were. So obviously the pro shows, they're going to do the testing and whatnot. There were shows, amateur shows in New York trying to put on shows like with no testing, no nothing, still trying to sell tickets, like cash grab promoters, not giving a fuck, Like
Luaniglia?
I'm not going to name names, but yeah, he was one of them.
Oh, wow.
Bro, he was trying to put on Capital shows, like Triton was trying to do like an outdoor venue and trying to sell tickets to it.
Are they allowed to?
Technically, no. I mean, there's like loopholes in it, but it's like, so they were you were allowed, like venues were opening at like 33% capacity. So they got like a huge outdoor venue that had like 4,000 people. So they'd be able to sell their usual like 700 tickets. But it's like,
how much they sell anyways.
Yeah. But it's like, dude, you're not doing any testing. And you're planning on selling, you're planning on putting on a full blown show. It's like, I don't know, sketchy.
How open is New York right now?
I'm sure you've seen the memes. Like they'll fucking like Cuomo is like, oh no, you can't go out and have a beer, but if you go out and have a beer with some French fries, you're good.
That's how they forcing you to sell food, huh?
In New York, yeah. So
same here. So
a lot of people are now making like the Cuomo menu. And it's like for $1, they'll sell you like a handful of chips. Like dumb shit.
Oh, that's funny. Here too, like a while back. So some of the bars and restaurants, when they opened back up, they would sell you like bars, right? Like on Main Street. Like every town has a Main Street where bars are. They would sell you alcohol, but you have to buy food with it. Like any kind of whatever the cheapest thing on the menu, you just have to buy it. So like we would just go out drinking on the street. I'm like, dude, I would buy chips and guacamole, French fries. Every time I get a drink, I'm like, dude, I don't want. I'll just pay for it. I don't want it. Don't give it.
But now people are Cuomo, the governor of New York, is now getting pissed, and he's saying people are taking too much of an advantage of it, and he thinks that the cases are going to spike again, and he's now threatening to close everything back down again.
People are really mad at California Governor Newsom now too, because he's shutting everything back down.
Well, he shut everything back down, right? Everything's off in California.
True. You can only be like my gym is closed where I work out. UFC gym is closed. You can only be open if you have a patio or like a outdoor seating, and you can only serve in outdoor seating area. So like when you go to my Main Street here, like where all the bars and restaurants are, they literally shut down the block. So these restaurants and bars have tables and seats outside on the street. So, and I think the county kind of let them do that, so they stay open. So like, you can't drive on Main Street anymore. You just it turned down to outdoor restaurants.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where we're at. Gyms are still not open, but I know a lot of people are now doing some vigilante shit and just opening up.
Yeah.
With
man, I don't know, man. It's I mean, what do you do though? Like,
bro, I don't even know how I got it. Like, if I got I got it from like BJ's.
You think so?
100%. There's no other place I could have got it from.
You only went to BJ's?
Yeah, I went to like BJ's or a supermarket. That's the only places I've really been.
Yeah, I just flew last week, so I was waiting for it. I was like, it was that first time flying. You know, when this thing started, it was a weird vibe. Like, it felt different for sure. And you there?
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't have it yet, so I haven't felt sick,
bro. Even that, like, they say I saw the general consensus was 3 to 4 days, but then they say 2 to 14 days is the actual time.
Yeah.
So that, I don't know. It still leaves the same window. Like, if I went anywhere, I stopped at a casino. But if anything, the casino is the only place that took any type of precaution.
Yeah.
Like the casino, they were spraying shit down every 5 minutes. There was hand disinfectant shit everywhere. They actually had you quarantined and like distanced from other players.
Yeah.
They took your temperature before you got there.
Yeah.
Like thermal scan, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know the BJ's, Big Lots, and fucking stores like that, they weren't checking shit.
Yeah.
So,
BJ's right here, BJ's by my house, they turned their parking lot into a restaurant. Otherwise, they have to stay closed.
Really?
Like, their parking lot is their restaurant now. Because they don't have outdoor seating.
Yeah.
And, dude, I'm all about keeping your immune system up hot, good, and, eating good, staying healthy. If you're going to get sick, you're going to get sick. I'm just going to be careful for the elderly. There's nothing else you can do. You can't just hide behind a mask, And I'm not saying don't wear a mask. Wear your mask, but you can't hide behind it. So.
I mean, I don't know. It's, if it's your time, it's your time, I guess,
Yeah, and that too. But I'm not going to go chase it. But yeah, absolutely. If it's your time, it's your time.
Yeah. But we'll close this out on, we'll talk a little bit about Ghislaine Maxwell. But first, Bellator, they got Aaron Pico this weekend.
Yep.
What's that other one they got? Steve Mowry? Tall Steve fights people from H Kickboxing?
No.
I can't see the fight. They don't have the fight up, but it's like a good heavyweight fight. Oh, here we go.
Who's the main event?
Rudy Sharoff?
No.
Well, Rudy Shafroth versus Steve Mowry. The main event is Sergio Pettis versus Ricky Bandejas.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Good for them. Getting the main event.
Yeah, that's a good one. And then, Jason Jackson?
No.
He was on The Ultimate Fighter. He's another H Kickboxing guy. He's fighting Jordan Mean. Is the co-main event.
Oh, Jordan Mean is from Canada.
Yeah, he's making his Bellator debut.
I remember him. He fought Tyron Woodley on Strikeforce.
Yeah.
And it was a split decision, and Jordan Mean was on the bottom just throwing elbows.
Yeah,
that's the time when Tyron Woodley, all he did was take people down and just lay on top of them. He was a human blanket. And that's all he did. And I couldn't believe that was a split decision because Jordan Mean really tried him from the bottom. I still remember that fight. That's how I remembered his name.
Yeah, he's tough, Jordan Mean. But he's now coming back. I think he had like that point at one point where he was like done fighting. Like he lost a couple fights in the UFC. He lost to Thiago Alves, Emil Meek, Bilal Muhammad, and then he was like he lost the eye of the tiger or some shit like that.
Oh wow!
But now he's coming back. But that should be a good card. I'm happy to see Bellator coming back.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole what's your feeling on the fighting without a crowd as a spectator?
As a fighter, you mean?
Well, both. Like as a fighter, I'm sure you wouldn't mind because you're getting paid, but.
Yeah, as a fighter, I'm sure it feels weird. Like I've sparred in the gym several times. Still like went at it. I didn't care. But like it sucks for some guys. Like for example, Cejudo retired. Right? I'm sure you would have wanted people to cheer for you and like go through that feeling. Man, you deserved it. You deserve to get that attention from people. but now you had to be done with nobody around you. And I mean, I don't mind watching. I mean, it feels the same watching it for me. Those guys are still putting on a great show. There's no difference for me. I mean, I'm just curious to see how much longer they can keep this up with no fans.
I think
these guys got to get paid, man. Like UFC is the biggest one. Okay, I get that, but like there are a bunch of other, average promotions out there, from Legacy to other ones. They can't, hopefully they have the money to keep these guys paid.
Well, that's the thing too. Is like everyone, all the amateurs, like I was talking about in New York, they all are begging to fight, but it's like, dude, is it worth it at this point? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And me, like we talked about before we started, like I'm a skeptic. I don't think the coronavirus is as bad as they make it out to be. I don't think that the numbers are accurate. I don't think any of that. But just in case, if you're not getting paid, don't fucking put yourself at risk.
Yeah, amateur, it's not worth it.
Not worth it at all. Even like entry-level fights at Legacy, or Ring of Combat, it's not worth it. Like 5 and 5. So if I lose, I'm getting $500. I'm paying $150 for my medicals. I'm not making ticket money. Like, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
But
you'll end up paying, if you don't have insurance, you're going to end up paying your corona, your hospital bills, your corona tests. So you're going to end up owing money.
Yeah. And then even that's the other thing. Like, I was like, where I saw these events not putting any type of testing in play, I'm like, dude, the UFC is the only show going right now, and they're spending hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars on testing.
Yeah.
Like, there's no reason that, Bobby Campbell should be having a show in a fucking bar with no...
what's the bar in Wanta?
Yeah, Mulcahy's.
Mulcahy's, yeah.
Yeah, like, we don't need the world championships of Mulcahy's. Like, and here, I want the fights to happen, but I don't want the fights getting like a black eye because 7 people got coronavirus from fucking fights at the bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And
is he trying to do shows right now?
He was, yeah. Bro, everyone, and like me, Menace, and a couple of our friends, like we got together and we were going to put on shows, and then we had an event scheduled for April, and coronavirus killed it. And now people have been hitting us up like, "Yo, when you guys doing a show?" And I'm like,
No.
Yeah, like when there's a crowd or when there's testing, like I'm not fucking. I don't want to be that show. That fucking, you came into my show and got corona.
And they're gonna talk shit.
Yeah. And then you know what it would be right now? It'd be, the promoter gave me corona.
Yeah, you have it.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you don't. I mean, honestly, you look good. I hope you have it and you'll be done with it.
No, I have it 100%. I mean, 99%. I just haven't, like, I don't know why the results are taking so long. They said 7 days. It's been 7 days.
Please text me and let me know.
Yeah, I called them today. They didn't have my results, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, we'll wrap this up. Hopefully,
check out Bare Knuckle too, man. They're coming back this Friday.
Oh shit, yeah, Bare Knuckle. What are they doing? They're doing no crowd, right?
I actually asked Isaac. He said he doesn't know yet, but I doubt they're gonna do fans. But it's YouTube and Facebook Live free.
All right, I like that. That should be good.
I think they're doing it in Florida.
Yeah, Florida's sketchy. Florida might let you do a little crowd.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of getting serious there. I think the governor was kind of taking it seriously now.
Oh, no.
So I'm not sure.
Florida's like the epicenter right now, but then there's also, you see the shit coming out where they're lying. They're fucking, they're up in their, and it's all politically driven. Like, even I argue with people on Facebook all the time, and they're like, oh, how is it politically driven in New York? You get more funding and you get more aid if your numbers are higher. That's why. Yeah. And then, so Cuomo or de Blasio or whatever politician, they look better if they save the day when the numbers were so crazy. So
here's a prediction for you before we go. Come election time, November 3rd. That's when it is, right? That's when the elections are?
Yeah, I believe so.
Corona might be over. We're done with elections. Corona will be done.
I mean, we thought Corona...
That's a possibility. A possibility.
As far as the news goes, Corona was done once the protest started, but...
That's what I'm saying. So...
They're still here.
Come election time, Corona might be done too. So
the protests died down, and now cases are spiking in every state.
Yeah, man. So I believe nobody. I believe nothing.
Yeah, I think that the other day when I saw it, like yesterday, the day before, they said like 42 states right now, cases are spiking and are at their like peak or going up.
Yeah. I mean, when I was in Missouri, I was just in Missouri. There's not much going on there. And my buddy picked me up. We stopped by the grocery store after he picked me up. I was like, hey, do you need a mask here? Because you need a mask here in California when you walk in anywhere. He goes, get that mask bullshit out of here. It's a Republican state. They don't really believe it. You know, or there's not much going on there. So
New York is mask everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, look, for now, probably they should. You know, you guys should.
I wore the mask.
Look at you. You probably didn't have a mask on.
No, I wore the mask everywhere, and I still got that shit.
Yeah. You need to put it on. You're going to give it to me now.
It makes no sense. I don't know how I got it, but we'll figure it out. But yeah, hopefully we'll do this again. Hopefully Ghislaine Maxwell starts spitting out some names so that we have some.
I can't wait for the bitch to come out and give us some entertainment.
Yeah, but we'll see. She claims she might be dead. She's claiming that she's fearful for her life.
We'll see.
All right, Alp, you're the man.
All right, brother. Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
All right, talk to you soon.
All right, bye-bye.
Peace.